Testing. 1, 2. Testing. 1, 2. Mic check. Mic check. Looking to see if we are on there in Twitch. Yep, I see you. If you are joining us on Twitch, we are there momentarily. Facebook and YouTube, good evening. Let me reveal my face and say hello to everybody. Good to see you this evening. Trust you are well. Tonight, excited to bring our guest from upstate. Let's bring him on. DJ Slim Cee. What's happening?
All right, what's up? How we doing? How we doing out there?
We are doing fantastic. Once again, welcome to House Culture Conversations. Our guest tonight, DJ Slim Cee. Slim Cee, how are you doing?
I'm well. It was a busy day, but I'm glad I was able to make it.
It's Saturday. You're supposed to be taking it easy today.
Yeah, some things happened this from last night to today, and I had to work on some things, and
Uh,
yeah, this never ends sometimes.
yes, sometimes it never ends. Well, I tell you what, we're gonna hopefully allow you to, sit back, clear your mind from all of that, and talk about the music and the culture that we love so much. We just appreciate you so much. Tell us about where you're from.
Originally, I was from the Bronx, so I moved upstate, which is about an hour away from the city. Yeah, so I've been up here over 20 years. Um, yeah, so I mean, the city's not far. Just an hour drive back down, but pretty much I'm up here is nice and quiet and everything, and get away from the city at times.
Well, the consortium family is in the building. DJ DCL, what's happening? Good to see you. Blessings. Breeze, DBL, what's happening? Good to see you. Peace and blessings to you as well. And
So,
wow. So now, did you come from a musical family?
yeah, well, my mother was always. I grew up with my mother, so she always, she had vinyl, so I was introduced to vinyl. She had 8-track, pretty much growing up. So I would play records. That became a love. Barry White is like one of my favorites. He had Barry White. All the Lou Rawls, the Johnny Mathis, Teddy Pendergrass, Stephanie, all that I grew up was exposed to. Um, she had the records. So I would always play them. I wanted to play them so bad I wouldn't want to do my homework. But she said, no, you got to do your homework first. And then but I was eager to get on and play records. I would, stack the records on that turn, how we had the old record players and just play them A side, flip them over, turn them B side.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, hey, what's happening, Dreammaker Diva? She said, wow, it's Slim Cee. We
How are
see
you?
you. Thanks for vibing with us, Dreammaker Diva. It's so good to see you. Bob Peters, what's happening, Monarch? Good to see you in the building. 78 in the building, Mendel Monarchs. Good to see you.
Greetings.
The doctors, man, it is so good to see you. We are hanging out with DJ Slim Cee, House Culture Conversations. So you I remember those record player, the arm that would go over and it would hold like several records, and
Yeah.
it would drop down one by one. And that's way back. That's
Yeah.
way back. But you had a love for music way back then. When did it get into DJing? Which came first, DJing or house?
Well, DJing because the records. Then as I was into some other hobbies. I know model trains was another hobby of mine, so I kind of was going back and forth to where the point where a friend of mine was DJing, and I would go with him, and he would have records, and so I started to build a little small setup there. But then it was mostly some records, and it was actually cassette tapes. Then when I started to play out, I did function, like close families. I would use tape deck. And I had the 2 tape deck mixer, and I would play like that, make my little tapes so I can listen to when I go to work. Probably then at one time I stopped, and then I went to my mother hobby. And then I came back came back to playing music again. Then I started buying vinyl again. And from there, I had vinyl and CDs and tapes, and then I would bring all that stuff out, the crates, and if I had a song here, I had, I'll be able to cue it up on the tape, cue it up on the CD, cue it up on the record. That was, you knew where all the records were in the crates. Now where the digital is like, now you kind of find your file. You had a track somewhere in this file on this drive. Now you got to go look for it. It's a little, that part is where at least the records, you kind of knew where everything was. The digital was a little like trying to catch up with the tracks, trying to remember where you kept them.
Now, would you say you find it was easier for you for vinyl and you find the digital a little bit cumbersome?
Yeah, in the beginning, now that I'm playing more, I'm getting comfortable now, like trying to, kind of spread out, put some files, create some files so I can go to them and I can remember where the songs were. But in the beginning, it was, hey, where I put that track at? I know I have it, and I got to go looking on the hard drive, and I threw so much music in there, and he like, where is it? And I know I have it. So that part was a little hard.
Yeah, I guess, for me, it's been like, how do you keep track of all the thumb drives and files that you have on your computers, or if your computer breaks down and you got to transfer a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But it is easier to move a thumb drive around than
now it is. You compare crates of records. Yeah.
So when did house come on the scene?
No, funny, because like I said, I go back. I said I grew up like with the R&B era. Then when I started to play, like how with my friend, it was hip hop. I went into hip hop, all hip hop. But while I'm there shopping for hip hop, I would always hear house. More or less, I take it back to, as I finished playing hip hop, I listened to, it was Mr. Magic and Red Alert every Friday and Saturday. They would play on BLS and Kiss was the two main radio stations in the city. So they would play, they rap and all that. Then 12 o'clock, they would shift to, they would do a live broadcast from some of the clubs in the city, and Bentley's was one. And they would play that clubhouse, like the Follow Me and all that, and Can You Handle It? I forgot the name of that track, but all that stuff I got introduced to. I said, oh, this stuff sounds nice. Cashmere, I know that's the artist. And then all that was finished, I would fall asleep with my radio on, and I would hear, then they would go deep house, like probably like 1 o'clock in the morning to like 4 in the morning. And then I would hear Mr. Fingers was like my first, the first track, Mystery of Sound. I don't know if that's the same track, but that one, I said, man. And then as I would go to record stores, I would hear house while I'm buying rap. Somebody would play house, and I'll go over there, but what's that? And then I would kind of alter my budget. I said, I got to get that while I'm here, because chance of me getting it again. But that's when I started to like house, and then it was just from there. Then the point where I stopped playing for like 10 years. Once I moved up here, I stopped. I got into another hobby. I came back, I'd say about 2012. I met some brothers that were playing house, and then that's when I just went, full throttle into house.
Philip the Haitian, welcome on in. We are hanging out with DJ Slim Cee, getting the tea. And it's interesting because on the East Coast, I hear the story over and over that kind of hip hop and house was kind of hanging out around the same time. And so both of them were emerging on the East Coast. And I find that quite interesting because I hear that a lot. DJs were like, well, yeah, the hip hop was thriving and, house was coming on kind of almost at the same time.
Yeah.
And we have Cabasso. What's happening, Cabasso?
Cabasso, Dream Maker Diva. Haitian, what's up?
The whole fam's in the building. So, hey, they bringing their well wishes and big love to you. So you got into house. Where did you get the name DJ Slim Cee?
So I know when I was playing rap, I had a name Cool Call. So then when I stopped after that 10 years and I came back to house, I took a while to think. I said, what kind of name? I didn't want to use that name anymore. So I'm a slim dude. So I said, hey, Slim Cee. I'll go with that.
There you just okay. So it was inspired, personally inspired, based on just kind of getting back in the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, as you were getting back in the game, were you playing out a lot? Where are some of the places you were playing?
It was mostly when I got back into playing. It was mostly friends. I didn't do anything big. Just more, maybe some retirement party or just gathering. I mean, I used to do when I was playing hip hop. My brother would he was like a youth coordinator, so I did a lot of the hip hop there for him there. Then after that, when I got back into house, it was just I mean, really, it was mostly if I did a gig, it was I'm playing line dancing and all that stuff. So I really rarely got a chance to play house, except for the friends that I met. Like I said, that got me back in the house. We did stuff among ourselves. You know, we'll rent out a place and just do a house event. A couple of DJs play. Each time, and so that's the time I only got a chance to play house out.
Hmm.
You know.
Now, why do you think house continues to just thrive? I mean, you think about it. You got back in around 2012. It's been going since the 70s, late 70s, and up until now in many different genres all over the world. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, now, like I said, you have as you mentioned all the genres. As I learned, you have your soulful, you have your deep, you have Afro tech, progressive. Then you have the EDM. So you have they like that. You have people like like I said, people just like soulful house. They like the vocals. People like instrumentals. I like vocals, but I just like when I first heard of Mr. Fingers, that's all beats. So instrumentals is really I like to hear the beats, whether 125 BPM or a little bit slower, you know. But it's a little bit. I mean, it's so much house for everybody now. The way it's going, and then you have all these remakes that everybody's doing, with the R&B and mixing it in. So it's a lot of a lot of work, a lot of projects, a lot of guys bringing out a lot of stuff, and it's sounding awesome.
You're hanging out with DJ D Lot and our guest DJ Slim Cee, and we are just getting into this thing. Who are some of your influences, people that inspire you in the genre?
In house, Timmy Registered. I like his work. Trinidadian Deep. I mean, that goes my background. My mother was Trinidad, so he's one that I mean, his catalog is impressive. I love his sound. Ron Trent also. Those three. Louis Vega's Louis Vega's there. Right now I rock with those four. Um, yeah, they're very the stuff that they make. Whether it's beats. I mean, Louis Vega. Trent. Timmy Register, Trinidadian, Ron Trent. They bring out a lot of stuff.
Yes, Miss K Love, DJ Hot Rizzo, thank you for vibing with us and hanging out on House Culture Conversation. DJ Slim C is just kind of telling us a little bit about his background, where he came up, how he got in the house, and how he got behind the tables. Now, what are a couple of interesting stories about you coming up in house?
Interesting story. As I come up, like I said, let me see. I remember. Oh, so well, I can take COVID here because as I was getting into it, building up my collection, going on track source or people giving me stuff or record pools, trying to find, going back to get being though 2012, I find that 2009 and all that had a lot of stuff, and even now I'm still searching for that stuff because that was some good stuff. 2008 and that 2006, there's some good stuff there. I just probably like skimmed, what's still to get. But as I moved on and to like COVID came along, COVID really gave me a lot of opportunities. As we played among ourselves, maybe it was an hour, maybe 2 hours the most we played. But when COVID hit, I was on Periscope. We were all on there at first, and then when Periscope ended, we went on to play DJ. I saw Twitch, and then I kind of set up. But I know going through all the ins and out with getting the streaming and getting the computer right and all that drop framing, all that trial and error. But then once I was able to play, to just get on and play the house and try to learn, build some sets, curate some sets, with all the stuff that's like, and I always mention those 4 DJs, but there's so many other producers now on Twitch. I was able to find, like, put a face to Doug Gomez, put a face to Crew Paris or Mark Francis. I mean, I got to see them. I was able to go to one club, Output, and saw them there. But being on Twitch, you get to see, Louis Vega was on there, Jahar Muhammad. I mean, I saw him there as well. But putting your face with all those DJs that are was great, and all the stuff that they make. And I could just continue to grow with the house, and the stuff that they make is, you get your hands on it or you get something, but you just continue to build your sets. And at least on Twitch, I can I can get to play as long as I want and get into some kind of rhythm, planning, putting tracks together, just making them sound together, stuff like
Just
that.
endless possibilities.
Yeah, it's endless now.
I hear you. Hey, I want to make sure we say hello to Mix Master Hot Consortium DJ.
Yes, Consortium DJs.
That's right, from Haggadopolis. Good to see you. I also saw DJ J Rockwell in the building, Miss K Love. I think that's my jam slipped in here. I know I said hello to It's the Candy Lady Dreammaker Diva. If I missed you guys, just, correct me in the chat and I will take care of that. That's my head, not my heart, for sure. Epi Music, good to see you. So tell us a little bit about, Twitch and for you, how that changed, how, you kind of show up as a DJ.
Okay, let's see. So when I finally moved over to Twitch and I was comfortable with, everything as far as, not getting on there and this, the stuff is, you're dropping frames or the audio or the sound, all that. I wanted that to be right, because I said I see it was a lot of people from all over the world on here, all over the world I've met so far on here. So I know I started out, night. I was playing nights. You figure 21. DCR would know, and some of them who followed me, they started out there. I would start out there. I played 12 o'clock at in midnight to like maybe 2 o'clock in the morning. And then people started to come in, and then I know it was Fu and T-Ray. They said, why don't you join Sunday Vibes with us? So that's where I started moving on to Sunday. So I was able to get a time there and get, I built, as the people that are in this chat room nowadays, that's how they got to meet me there. Some did meet me from Night Shift Sessions. That was my first session. And then Alex Agor reached out, and some of them, like T-Ray and Fu, and as well as Fox and Buchanan, Carlos, Jose Rodriguez, they made the Soul Alliance. So I've joined that, and we play Saturday and Sunday once a month, Raid Train. Then DCR have Consortium DJs now. So I'll just, now that Sunday Vibes is kind of, T-Ray's not really on there, so it's kind of me and Fu, or if somebody raids to me. But now I'll just, I'll use Consortium DJs with DCR. That's the man behind that idea. And you have Miss Hawk is one of the members on there as well. I believe was it DJ Mook 414. Jerome O is on there. Jerome O's also on Soul Alliance, so I know he's busy. Everybody's, since things opened up, everybody, they were on Twitch pretty much. They were on 24/7. Sometimes they can't be on there now, because now life is back. Life has got us all now. So Bill, slowly.
Twitch has been a boon. It has allowed you to get connected with different people. Miss K Love in the building. I see you. I think I saw you earlier, but just in case. Good to see you. Good to see you. So Twitch has just opened up a lot of opportunity to get connected with some other DJs, to expand your audience and your reach.
Yes, it has. I've had there's another DJ. Well, we was on the before I was streaming. There was a site called The Sessions. I think it was a guy. He was in the States, but he most of his stuff was overseas. So I met there's a DJ on there, Layla Hassan, but she's from Australia. So eventually she came over to Twitch, and now she's starting to stream. But she was well, being though the time difference was, and then they were still on lockdown. She was able to come into my chat when I did the night shift session, so she was able to see me. Was able to finally meet. Because all we did was mixes and pre-recorded mixes, and you post them on that site. But now in here, you can go live, and now you get this. Like I said, you can put a face to the person now.
Yeah, it really has opened things up. What do you think about how, now we're starting to get more live events and people are getting out and about more? Do you think that'll, change the streaming game at all?
Well, I know when it was lockdown, you had and I said all the heavy hitters were on here. Even Mike Dunn was even on here, and I know he had a show on Friday night, so they were, pretty much everybody was, there. But now that they're slowly going back out, that leaves opportunity for, someone little like me to get on and get some exposure.
I feel you. I feel you. There's opportunity for all in this world of Twitch that has opened us up to so many great DJs, so many great alliances and partnerships. And it really has grown some careers, quite frankly, as it relates to DJing. Where do you see this all going?
It's growing because this Twitch, it shouldn't stop because you have some new. As you go on somebody's page and then they'll have a raid train and they'll get rated over to something. Here's another person. And some of them, they're just starting out. They have a low follow count, but they said they're just starting out. So it's people are, even some of the moderators that were on here that were moderating for some of the people now they're streaming.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Absolutely. It's really, I think, one, the joy of music connected with an ever expanding community is a pretty powerful thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So when are you on?
So I'm on most likely Sundays. Sundays I'm usually I usually set it for 6:00. Sometime if I was with the raid train, like I said, the Sunday vibes with Foo, sometime he ends at 5. But then sometime if I'm running late, I'll say I'll get on at 6, and he'll stay on a little longer. But I'll stick with 6:00 every Sunday. Even with the Soulful Alliance, which is once a month, it's been worked out where I usually close out that session. So I usually start at 6 again. So that works out.
So make sure you catch DJ Slim Cee on Sundays around that 6:00 hour. We had a question, and if you have a question, drop it in the chat, or if you have a comment, go ahead and drop it in the chat. For somebody that may not be familiar with Twitch, what would you say it's similar to?
The other streaming that I was on, I know Play DJ was another stream. Like I said, it ended anymore. I think they were based in London.
Mm-hmm.
So they were okay. They didn't have it was decent. The playing was good, and Periscope was nice. Periscope was closer to Twitch with the emojis, but Twitch just, as far as emojis, that just knocks everything out. But they had that same concept with emojis, just that Twitch has more.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know any others. I just remember those being on those two.
Yeah.
But now Twitch is just, I like the emojis. At least that gives you somebody a feel that they're entertaining. There's some I know now. Now with football seasons on, I know I play on Sunday, so now you got people watching football and they have the music in the background. So, but when they engage, the emojis are flying. At least you have that feeling. You have something to gauge. That they are enjoying it.
So now that we have this Twitch live streaming platform that allows DJs to play their music live, you can go into anyone's home around the world 24/7 and play your music as a DJ and find new audiences and connections.
Yeah, because I know although things have opened up, some people, they can't get out. I mean, this world is getting crazy, crazy every day, this world. So at least they have a place to, they don't want to go out. At least you have the music there and you're in the comfort of your own home. You're not lugging a whole bunch of equipment out. Everything is there. You just, you build up a little something here. I know during COVID, I saw a lot of people was buying these things behind me. These, I know the store was selling IKEA and these shelves right here. A lot of people were had time to rebuild their whole setup, and a lot of people were buying these and putting all their, got a chance to organize their vinyl. I just have stuff in here. I didn't really get a chance to organize it, but I saw everybody running out to buy these. Yeah, get these. You can fit vinyl in them. So you had a chance to, build up lights. LED, you could get your lights up and.
Yeah, the studios. I mean, you are playing live right in your house. That you don't have to go out. You don't have to carry crates. You don't have to take anything anywhere. Just turn on your stuff and go. Now,
Yes.
Twitch does get a little twitchy sometimes. So
yeah, sometimes, as I said, I remember from Periscope, they would say, yeah, get on and test if you do that speed test, if it's showing low, then it may be a problem. You're gonna get on there, it might be some issues, but yeah, you always get on and test sometime during the week. And sometimes you play Sunday, and if you turn it on the next Sunday, you're like, nothing, something will change, maybe an update, and you're like, but I left everything the same. And it'll be different. Something won't.
Hey, we're hanging out with DJ Slim Cee on House Culture Conversations. And the folks in the chat just adore you, man. DJ Hot Reside, you're an awesome and humble dude. They love you and appreciate you so much for what you do. I saw here, Mixmaster Hawk. You've been streaming for 19 years.
Wow.
Yeah, that's back when AOL was dial-up, I think.
Yeah.
But this thing has been out for a while, but it has just recently just gone bananas. And all the love and respect is coming in, Miss Max the Hack. Oh my gosh, night sessions coming back, laugh out.
Yeah, I always see. Yeah, me and DC talk about that. I said I probably I guess as we get deep into the winter, I guess I would like to do it again. It was fun. I mean, some people will be on, I'm sure, but if not here or somewhere overseas, because you got the Japan and all that time difference. So when it's like nighttime here, when I get on, it's I guess 7 a.m. in Japan.
Right. So absolutely. Well, hey, it has been a pleasure. Any last words for the crowd? Things you want them to remember, or anything you want to share with them before we let you get back to your evening?
I appreciate all the ones who have supported me during this last and through the subs and bits. I appreciate it all. I know.
Bits.
Yeah, I appreciate you, listening, taking the time. Like I said, now I know time is of the essence. The way things have gone back to normal, people, you got to go out and make an honest buck. So I get all of that. I know I have to. So that's why I said I find Sunday to be at least a good time for me for now. And those who can make it in, I appreciate you stopping in and sharing your time, right? Because that's all it is right now. But I appreciate every one of you who have showed, who showed up in the chat room and said hi. And I know Dreammaker Diva has said that I do my best to try to go back and support everybody else. I try to go in their rooms and, say hi and hang out. And, it's all this interchange of encouragement and, keep it going.
And DJ Russell Joseph slides in with the blessings before we get out of here. We're going to send the folks in Twitch to a party. Let's go to a party. We're going to find DJ Paco D, who I think is already in progress, if I'm not mistaken. And we're going to get that set up and raid out, which I think is like super cool. All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us on House Culture Conversations. DJ Slim Cee, so good to learn more about you. Upstate. Y'all remember where that music's coming from and vibing. Hey, anytime you need anything, reach out. We got your back. We'll see you real
Okay.
soon. For the
Thank
rest of
you.
you, we're taking you to a party over at DJ Paco D. I just hit the button. Let's see if you get there or not. And
All
for
right.
everybody else, we're going to catch you next time on House Culture Conversations.
Thank you all. Enjoy your evening. Thank you.
All right, hold tight for a second.